All right, Rob, let's go to the NFL. And you know that Cliff Kingsbury has the same, that's the Arizona Cardinals coach.
I can't believe they're all in on him. I'm sorry. I know
he has
Chris,
the same agent as Kyler Murray.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's
I think that's a conflict of interest.
And that agent, Eric Burkhart, we know he tried earlier this week to get, go public and he's trying to get Kyler Murray an extension. Well, he's had a little bit of success because the Arizona Cardinals extended Cliff Kingsbury. He was going into the last year of his deal, Rob. They extended him through 2027. For anybody that doesn't know, it's 2022.
How did he get?
So that's 5 more years.
He got a 5-year contract, Chris. When and I know they made the playoffs for the first time last year, and they got drilled, and they've had these collapses in the second half of seasons, and he did it at Texas Tech, and it's a history for this guy. But to commit 5 more years to him is shocking to me.
Well, that's the issue. You just said it. Like, look, I will give credit where credit is due. Cliff Kingsbury, I don't think he did. I'm on with Nick Wright every morning, first things first. He thinks Kingsbury should be fired or certainly be on the hot seat. I don't think that. I mean, he has done a solid job. They were 3-13 the year before he got there. They went to 5-10-1, then 8-8, and then this year 11-6 and made the playoffs for the first time in 6 years or so. So I'll give credit where it's due. But if I'm running the Arizona Cardinals, I'm not giving him an extension just yet. Because here's the problem, Robin, you alluded to it, but I'm going to get specific. There's something going on with these late season swoons.
I agree.
It's not a fluke. It's not, it's happened a couple times. It darn near happens every year with him. It happened at Texas Tech in college where he didn't have a winning record. Wasn't even close. 5 games under 500. All right. And here we go. So 2 years ago, he started 5-2, and then they finished 3-6 and missed the playoffs. This year they start 7-0 and finished 4-6 and got blasted in the wild card playoff game by the Rams, who went on to win the Super Bowl.
It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing.
And Rob, if it happened once or twice, you might be like, that was just, it's nothing to worry about. It happens essentially every year with him. And so does that speak to other teams making adjustments to the Cardinals that the Cardinals aren't countering? Does that speak to once a team gets film on them, over the second half of the season, they're changing things up and the Cardinals aren't doing it, reacting the right way? Like, what? I don't know what it is, but I want to see them play this year. And I get it. They always talk about, well, he's in a lame duck situation. So what? Then that means you got to put your best foot forward, right? Go out there and coach your tail off and don't have the late season collapse, and then you'll get your extension. And so, Rob, I would I'm not saying they should have fired him or anything like that. He's done a pretty good job. But before I lock him up for the next 5 years, come on. I want to see what happens this year. Do we fall off again?
Right. I'm with you. I just think a 5-year extension, Chris, is ludicrous. It's just because what is your goal here? All right, they made the playoffs. You could have given him another 2 years, Chris. I get it. I give him 2 or 3. If you even want to go.
A couple years, maybe a team option or however you want to do it.
2 years and a team option. Okay, That's what I would. A 3-year contract. You had your first 3 years. You improved every year. You made the playoffs. I got it, but I need more. I need to see what happens in the second half. If you have another swoon next year, then you're stuck for 4 more years, Chris.
Yep, I
4 more years. What was his leverage?
What if you have a bad
What was his leverage?
You're totally right. You're totally right. I'm sorry. Like this doesn't make sense to me. This does not make sense to me. But we'll see. He's got to go get it done, and the pressure's off of him. And now Kyler going to be out there looking for a contract. I don't think he'll get it. I wouldn't have given it to him either, but who knows, Rob? Maybe we're wrong. We both said we wouldn't give it to Kyler yet. Maybe they will, judging by this move. All right, speaking of contracts, Rob, I'm baffled. I am baffled by what is going on with the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson, who is entering his 5th year, okay, does not yet have the long-term contract extension. We just mentioned Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's up in arms because he's trying to get it after his 3rd year.
Right.
Okay? And the Ravens general manager spoke today at the Combine, Eric DeCosta. And Rob, this has been coming out now. Is it the Ravens just throwing stuff out? I don't think so.
No.
The Ravens are saying
it could have been pushed back. I mean, Lamar could have been like, no, I want a deal. What are you talking about? I mean, so they wouldn't go out there, Chris, publicly and say, he's not forcing the issue, so we'll wait. You know what I mean?
That's what they're saying, Rob. They're saying we will work, quote, at Lamar's urgency. Now, DeCosta has communicated one time with Lamar over text in the past month.
Right. He doesn't have an agent, remember.
No agent. His mom
just has
was
a lawyer.
Working.
Right. He has a lawyer.
He does have a lawyer? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. No. I think he has a lawyer, but not an agent. You know what I mean, Chris? And this saves you a lot of money where you can bill them for their time that they work on your
it's saying I had a lawyer for one of my earlier contracts with ESPN.
Right.
It saved me a ton of money. Right. I have an agent now, but the lawyer did a good job, and it does save you. It saved me a lot of money.
For his time, it gets the deal done, and you don't have to pay him for the whole, time.
It was a her, so.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Look
know
at
why
your equal opportunity.
Yes, exactly.
I did.
It was a black female. I'm
nice.
equal opportunity. Yes. So anyway, here's the quote from DeCosta, Rob. I think it takes two sides to actively put their heads together and get a deal worked out. We are ready to be there for Lamar at any point. When he decides that he really wants to work on it, we will be. Now, Rob, I like Lamar. And I like Lamar's, I think he's got a great attitude. He doesn't seem to let things stick to him. He seems to live in the moment, which is big for athletes, right? They always talk about staying in the moment. That was one of Phil Jackson's things he focused on with his players was stay in the moment, enjoy and the journey. Don't think so far ahead. All right, stay in the moment. But you know what?
That is so true, Chris, and I had to change my life about that. I really did, because I was one of these people who lived in the future, and I was always worried about my next move, my next thing, and not
when
enjoying.
You got 40 of them, I mean.
Yeah, but, that is true. But you know what I'm saying.
No. Okay,
right.
This is interesting. So
I had to be like, no, Rob, you're doing this now. You got a radio show in Detroit. Enjoy it. Don't be thinking about like enjoy it. You're at ESPN. Enjoy the time there, the moments. The good days, the bad days. Right. You know what I mean? You have to. I used to be a guy who used to hoard clothes, Chris. I'm buying these for 4 years from now. I'm buying these for
really.
Yes, I had tubs and tubs of clothes.
Styles change.
No, I know.
Maybe you don't. Look at that.
But I was buying stuff like that, and then I realized I'm not saving this. Whatever I buy, wear it now, and 4 years from now, because I'll buy something else.
When I
got married, I realized when I got married, I was like, I can't be living in the future.
Was it hard? Because that's not easy to change a mentality.
No, but it took a little bit for me because I was so caught up in the next step and the next thing. And you could wind up, what they always say about smelling the roses, right? You got to smell the roses.
There's a famous quote, and I don't know exactly what it is, but it's something like depression comes when you worry, you think you're stuck in the past. And I don't know if it's anxiety or whatever they say comes when you're too focused on the future. And you got to try to stay where you're at. So you know what I'm saying. So I think Lamar seems to do a great job of that, Rob. But there are extremes. And I like Lamar's, I'm just having fun. I'm playing the game I love. I'm not worried about this or that attitude. But some things need to be taken care of. There's a difference between being careless or careless and being carefree.
Yes.
Right? Carefree is you understand your responsibilities and things you need to take care of, but you don't let them bog you down and get you focused on worry and all that, and overcome and overwhelmed with worry. Careless is when you're not dealing with a lot of things that need to be dealt with under the guise of, I'm not worried about that or whatever. And Lamar, I've said this for the longest. Man, get your contract secure. Rob, the Ravens, I'm not saying they should do this, but they could have an argument of, hey, he's declined the last few years. He was banged up this year. Obviously, his style of play lends itself to potentially getting injured. We're not really sure we want to lock him up. No, apparently they're like, we've seen enough. We want to do it. So Lamar, those are legitimate concerns. Your production has declined a little over the last few years. You were injured this year for the first time and missed, 5 or 6 games. Your style of play does put you in harm's way, a la Cam Newton. You see, how quickly his body betrayed him, and he's twice as big as you. Right. So, Lamar, get that bag. I don't care, Rob, if he has to go out and hire an agent now. But either hire an agent to get it done, call your lawyer and say, get on the phone right now. Let's lock this thing up.
This guy's won an MVP, a unanimous MVP. Should have a contract, Chris. Plain and simple.
He said last year, going into the season, I'm not worried about the contract. I'm just focused on the games. But that's why you have an agent, or in your case, a lawyer. I hear you. Like you said, Rob, you and I don't get on the phone and talk to the executives at Fox Sports Radio.
We don't
Fox Sports 1. We don't do that. Our agent is the go-between, and he brings us everything. That's what you don't have to worry about it. Let your lawyer do it, but make him do it.
Right.
So I don't know, Rob. I hope this can get to Lamar. Obviously, we're not the only ones saying it, but man, go ahead and secure this thing because it's just too risky not to. You deserve it, and you can take care of your family for generations to come when you get this contract averaging over $40 million a year.